Yo, yo, yo. How is everybody doing? Heck yeah. Another beautiful Saturday night. Another beautiful Saturday night for a Dynasty startup mock draft. I don't know if anybody caught me at the beginning there. Forgot to put it on the countdown screen. I'm still a rookie here, man. I still, for the most part, have no idea what I'm doing. But we're learning as we go. I figure maybe give it 60 seconds so everybody gets the notification if they have notifications on and can hop in those 60 seconds before I come on and start talking about nothing. Rick in the chat already, what is up? You love to see it. I hope you're doing well, my friend. What do we got today? So today, as always, we will be running a Dynasty startup mock draft. No rookie drafts. I'm scarred from last week. With those ads taking me down. They got the better of me. I know I'm a man who can accept defeat when it happens. And that's sort of just what you got to do in this situation. There's nothing else I can do besides accept that I was defeated by the ads and it was humiliating and embarrassing. I have put the link to the mock draft in the YouTube chat. Let me know who I'm hanging out with. Rick is here as always, which you love to see. Let me know who else is hanging out with us tonight. Before we get into everything, we have the mock. The mock is about ready to go. We need some people to join it though. We did have some news that broke the other day involving Mr. Rashee Rice, a polarizing player, to say the absolute least. Got beefed. What's up, my man? Good to see ya. No auction prep today. Maybe we could get a sleep. Maybe we could do like a startup on flogfantasy.com and then get into an auction on Sleeper. I'm kind of ready, and I don't know if I'm gonna benefit too much from. Maybe I can. Yeah. It's so casual. I'm gonna be so locked in on draft day. But yeah, no, we definitely could consider something like that. Yeah. So Adam Schefter, NFL concluded today that Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has not engaged in conduct that violates the personal conduct policy, and the investigation into accusations of his former girlfriend is now closed. There will be no discipline at this time. Statement from his attorney, Sean Lindsay. Mr. Rice wants to thank the NFL for their thorough investigation and looks forward to the start of the 26-27 NFL season. So, no suspension for Mr. Rashee in 2026, and it seems at all for this incident. So currently, for the first time in a while, there is no suspension hanging over Rice's head. At all. No possible suspension, no incident that could cause a suspension. Which, look, the NFL is always going to do whatever it can to sweep things under the rug. The NFL does not want to suspend its best players. Maybe Rashee Rice, best player, maybe not. But the NFL does not want to suspend players at all. It's a bad look, right? It's a really bad look. And so being able to say we concluded our investigation, there will be no further discipline at this time. Theoretically, it's a PR win for the NFL. And for Mr. Rice, I mean, I think this is very interesting because anytime that he has come up, and I've been on the stream with Zach, or I haven't really talked about him in any videos that I've done just because I don't really want to. Because the whole time, this is what I said on Zach's stream over and over again, I don't know how to talk about this guy because I'm higher than consensus on him, but I'm not going to recommend that you buy him because he's such a goofball. He could just be out of the league in a year, right? Or 2 years. So for me, it was kind of like if you want to just get out, if you just want to wash your hands of this and sell him low, I understand. I'm not going to recommend that you do that, but I understand it. And other than that, I was don't buy, don't sell. Right? I think he's absolutely a hold because the risk that you're taking on is big, right? With the fact that he's just not the nicest, not the smartest, not the best civilian. And literally he could just be out of the league. So buying, there's a lot of risk there. But selling, this is a guy who, you know, this is the Flock Fantasy website. This is points per game last year, right? 18.76. That is only behind Chase, Puka, JSN, and Amon-Ra. 5th. Wide receiver 5 in points per game. So, are you selling? You're selling so low on a guy who is 25 years old. I think he's soon to be 26, right? Now he's 26 years old. This was happening with CD too. I need to get the devs to look at this because CD is 27. He's not 26. He's 26 years old. He's tied to one of the best offenses in the league. Right? Tied to Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And that potential is there in 2026 to do it again. He's probably going to end up being a second-round pick in redraft leagues. Right? So then we look at his ranking, right? I only dropped him as far as below Nico and Olave originally. That's how far I dropped him. And now I bumped him over those guys. Because look, he scores the points to be in the Amon-Ra, CD, Jefferson tier. He does. He absolutely does. That's genuinely how I feel. The points he scores. The problem is there any way in heck, is there any way that the Chiefs pay this guy? Can I make a poll? Let me find out. While we wait, 4 more people like Caleb's mentioning. The poll, I've started a poll. This is the first time I've ever done this. I want to know. I want to hear from the people. First of all, I want to hear if I did the poll correctly. That's what I want to hear first, because I can't really tell. Rick says, finally a mock in which I get my actual draft spot at the 109. Rick's got a startup coming up. You'll love to see it. Caleb's in at the 110. Third round reversal would have been clutch, but he'll just draft a killer team from the 110. Let's see if you can beat mine, Caleb. 4 more people. Got Beef says 100% they do. I know the front office and players not the same, but they came out in free 4 shirts, man. Yeah, wasn't that to begin this season? Wasn't that about the speeding incident? That's what I thought it was. I thought that was about the, I thought that was like to start this season because he had just gotten suspended, which he should have been. Like, he almost killed somebody. I don't think they care. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Can you trust this guy with your money? He's not a good person, right? I think that has been clear. He does not make good decisions, right? So if he continues to do this, if he continues to do these things that look bad on the Chiefs, look bad on the league will, like, the league suspended him before. They will do it again if he does another stupid thing. Maybe he's learned his lesson, sure, and if they believe that he's learned his lesson, then he could get a big contract. But I don't know. That's what has me with Drake, Pickens, Tedero, McMillan, and Igbuka above him. That's where I'm at with that. Because I just don't know. And the other thing is, if this is, Drake London doing this, I think, okay, somebody will pay him and he'll be good. Rashee Rice is not as good as these other wide receivers. It's a scheme-dependent thing which causes him to... Right? Like, it's a scheme thing which is causing him to get all this work. And to score 18, almost 19 points per game. That doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen for Rice in every offense. He's just not as talented. I don't think. I really don't. And guys, like, look at this. Let's go to I am in. I have 6 Rice shares. He is literally my highest exposed wide receiver behind Jalen Lane. You can't see that. Can you see that? You can barely. Let me see if I can move this over so I can show you. This is risky operating on the fly here. Okay. Peek behind the curtain. This is my team's page on flockfantasy.com. Rice is literally my highest exposed wide receiver of note. It's Jalen Lane and him, and then Travis Hunter. So I have a ton of Rashee Rice. Like, I'm very invested here. It plays well to me, you know, improving the, you know, the names here and the points that I have on my teams by bumping him up the rankings. I'm just not confident the Chiefs give this guy a massive contract, because his stats will, his counting stats will say that he's worth top wide receiver money. And the fact that he's probably more replaceable, he's definitely more replaceable than the other guys making top money. And as well as, like, he's gonna want more than I think the Chiefs want to give him, and like point blank period, because of his counting stats and the fact that you don't know if you can trust this guy. So yeah, I don't know. That's just where I'm at with it, kinda. Let me pull the rankings back up. Let me try and move this over again. And then I'll get to some comments that are rolling in. All right, where are we at on the draft? One more spot, JDs and Lentelman. One more. We can do it. Okay. Brizzleton in the house. What is good, my man? Is this... Can I... No, I want to go the other way. Oh. Trying to fix the... That looks good. Well, from the Chiefs' perspective, they just don't have to guarantee all that money. But the Rice has a say in that, right? And I'm saying that probably have a games played clause in there. And if another team isn't going to give... If another team is willing to not give him the games played clause, right? If another team is willing to guarantee a bunch of money. Rick asking what happened to the bottom team. Oh, you know what? The bottom team I don't even think was that bad. I think that sometimes... See, yeah, like it's labeled as balanced. The team is not that bad. You can see. Dart, Dak, Kyler, Kyron, Javonte. I don't really have any hammers on this team, and I have no picks. But this team's a contender. Like, balance still. Yeah, I think there's something weird where it depends on the league. Yeah, I don't know. Because this team is like, even if I go to the league, where am I ranked? I guess I'm 9th, which is pretty low. But look, I mean, we have one team that's just insane, and then everybody else is pretty. Casey will draft his replacement in the draft. They have a ton of early picks. They could absolutely take a wide receiver in the first round. Absolutely. I wouldn't be worried about... Rick's at the last spot just fell. Okay, so we'll get this started. I wouldn't be worried about... Okay, so this is really quick. Dynasty Superflex. We'll go with a half-point tight end premium, and I didn't do a third round reversal on this one. So yeah, KC will draft his replacement. Tigazzi says, ton of early picks. I wouldn't be worried about Carnell Tate, in all honesty, just because they could play completely different roles. But Makai Lemon is like... Makai Lemon would be doomsday for Rice, I think. I'd be really worried about long-term. I draft Rice ahead of him in 2026. Beef says, yeah, that's valid. Maybe the Chiefs wouldn't match if someone offered him fully guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. And got beefed. I'm curious your opinion on this. How confident do you feel about Rice on the Chiefs versus Rice on the Dolphins, or versus Rice on the Browns? Right? Like, not only the team level, but also just the, right? Like, Lemon seems like such a KC wide receiver to take. I don't know if they go with that type. Like, Rice was a second round pick, right? Lemon in 9th overall. But I think they could go like a KC at, which even that, he's more of like a Worthy than a Rice, right? But finally, the 109 is not the run reversal. I'll get you next time, Rick. I'll get you next time. I got you. I got you. Well, Barry, you made a great first pick. Okay, Barry, here's what I'll get you to do. Go to your main page, go to drafts, and then in the bottom right-hand corner, you should be able to hop back in. Ooh, this is actually tough. This is really tough. What do I do here? Okay, I'm going to take Puka. But we also, you know, we're talking about one doofus with Rashee Rice. We got to talk about another one. Which, I mean, respectfully, obviously he's dealing with some real problems. And I wish Puka nothing but the best in his recovery journey. Can they rein this guy in to the point where he gets a long-term deal? Because that's scary in the first round of your startup. All I did was move JSN over him. Like, I just made him the third of those 3 wide receivers at the top there. But yeah, I was stuck, Rick, between him and Caleb. I was. Caleb is my 9th overall player now. Got beef saying depends a lot on how Malik does. I'm just saying, yeah, you're talking about the Dolphins. I'm just saying in general, like, him on the Chiefs is best case scenario. And anything else, honestly, is worst. Like depending on how much he gets paid, obviously. Like, I'll believe that if a team gives him $40 million a year, I'll believe that they have faith in, or that they have a plan to use him and make him the focal point of their offense. But it's really tough, man. It's really tough. Brizzleton, we're doing the Superflex draft the way we should. Yeah, no domain infiltrators in this draft, apparently. The quarterbacks are going pretty early. Rick was going back and forth between Caleb and Lamar. It's very close for me as well. I'm going to take Joe Burrow here. There is a quarterback that I want to talk about when he comes off the board, because a very interesting article was written about him this week. Also interesting here, the 101 is the RB3 in this draft. That's what I'm seeing more and more. 101 as the RB3. I think Hampton, the 101, and Genty are all so close. Like, you're just shooting fish in a barrel. That's not the right expression. You're picking out of a hat. I don't really have a strong opinion. I do think it's Hampton first, but I don't have a super strong opinion outside of that. Dart at the 206 get beefed. I like it. I love the conviction. I love it. So, Rick, you got a startup coming up? It's exciting stuff. I love a good startup. So for everybody that doesn't know, I will be live doing a startup on the Dynasty Land channel with Mr. Zach Savage on Monday night. Probably 7 p.m., I imagine. Barry, did you make it back in? Because if you did, that's a phenomenal pick at the 208. I love to see it. Dart's great. Yeah, so I will be doing a live. It's going to be an auction. There was a question earlier about auction. Got beef asked if we were doing any auction prep today. Okay, let me look at this poll. Wow. Did I end the poll right? Doesn't it normally show up in the chat if I end the poll? Gosh, guys, I'm such a freaking noob. Do you guys see the poll in the chat? Let me know, please. Please let me know. Guppy says, I do think the Chiefs are close to, if not the best spot for Rashee. Yeah. I don't think it's close either. I think that is the best spot. I don't think it's close. Barry is back and a phenomenal start. Daniels Hampton, love it. Rick says he is doing 2 startups left this year, maybe a third. That's an auction, but there's only 8 dudes for that so far. Okay. Auctions are fun, man, and that is what we're doing on Monday night. I've never done a live. I've never done a fast auction. Got beefed. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm still learning, you know, and that's why I need all of you to help me. It is an auction on Monday night, which I've never done a fast auction before. It's going to be chaos, absolute chaos. So if you want to see me frazzled and struggling to decide if I want to drop my entire budget on Brian Thomas Jr., Come hang out Monday night. It should be a lot of fun. I am very excited. God Hand getting Jalen Hurts at the 302. That's who I want to talk about, because I think there's a few interesting things in this situation. So basically the story is everybody's coming out saying he's really hard to work with. He's very specific in how he views the offense and how he wants it to look. He doesn't take criticism well. He wants to run it. And then I'm like, okay, but with Kellen Moore, sure, a year ago, the offense was a lot better. They won the Super Bowl. They use a lot more motion. Not the most amount of motion, and not as much motion as Kellen Moore probably wanted to do, but a little bit more. So to me, the story read like Kevin Patullo wasn't convincing enough. Like Kevin Patullo didn't have a big enough command of the offense. And obviously Jalen, if he's given that reign, is going to do what he wants to do. And if he wants to run 4 verts over and over again, he's going to do that. So I'm going to stay on brand and take Colston Loveland here at the 308. So I think that if the offensive coordinator who has come in, which is former quarterback Sean Mannion, which doesn't excite me, but if Mannion, Sirianni, and Hurts can come together and be like, and like tell him this is what we're doing, I think he'll be fine. I do really think he'll be fine. And I do still think my arguments about the run game and how it decreased so much for Hurts in 2025, I think they need to get back to the designed run game. I don't necessarily think it's Hurts that's pulling away from that. So it's all very like, this is the thing with the Eagles. When it's going well, you're not going to hear any of this stuff. If it's going poorly, you're going to hear it all the time. T-Gotzi, you think BTJ gets traded? At this point, I don't. But if they don't, if the Jags don't trade him, I think that they have big plans for him. And I think that Liam Cohen's going to do everything he can to reincorporate him and to have him have a good year. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Like, I've already committed. I'm in either way. Whether he gets traded or not, I'm in. That's my guy. Okay, what do we got here? So we had Mahomes, McMillan, Hurts, Cook, Herbert, the 102, Olave, Bo Nix. I went Colston Loveland, the 103, right after to Rick. I like that start from Rick. We got Siniemi going quad wide receiver at the gate. Double Dallas wide receiver. Egbuka, T-Law Purdy for Dracarys. I like this start. Amon-Ra, Love, and then you get 2 quarterbacks. I'm going to go one position each of the first 4 picks. I'm going to take Kenneth Walker here. Kenneth Walker, a round behind James Cook. Don't mind it. Rick goes Roma Dunze. Got beefed. Did I? Get used to it, buddy. I'm here all night. Jonathan Taylor, yeah, I mean, that's the easy pivot, isn't it? That is the easy pivot for sure. Guys, how degenerate am I that I had Claude AI create a auction tracker for me? So basically it's going to link to the draft that we do on Monday, and then every time a player gets, is gone, it's going to... Claude's going to register it into this little like web page that it built for me. And it's going to say this player went for this much. And then I have it like tiered out with my rankings. So it's going to say like, okay, Jonathan Taylor went for $85. And then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not paying like a crazy amount for Kenneth Walker because Jonathan Taylor went for 85. I'm not going to pay 90 for Kenneth Walker because JT went for 85, that kind of thing. So I'm try-harding this thing. I'm moving into the life of my rankings being public and people being able to take advantage of me. It's happening a little more and more with people in my leagues who know that my rankings are on the site. They're like, oh, Oh, but you have this player this far ahead of this player. That doesn't match this trade you're sending me. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm trying to get market value for Mac Jones. I'm not trying to pay what he's worth. To me. Should we go to... I tweeted about Mac Jones today because I made a trade for him. Mac Jones will have his day in the sun. And when he does, I will be there. I sent Kayshon Boutte for him. I sent Kenny Gainwell for him. Easy. Does it get any easier than this? Does it get any easier? Guys, you can just be doing this. You can just do this stuff. I don't know, man. Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. Mac Jones is fun. He's my guy. Rick says, Sammy with back-to-back snipes with Loveland. And, okay, so, yeah, Rick, you know, I do this, man. That's brilliant. Become the auction fantasy guy. This is the problem, Rick. Nobody would watch that. It's so niche that people don't want to... Like, maybe I could make one video about, like, my strategy. Or I could make a video like, ooh, this is a good idea. How I dominated this auction draft, and I'll talk about what I was thinking through the draft on Monday. I actually might do that. Well, Tin Man, we're doing a $500 budget actually, so the numbers here are a little off, but I think you're talking for a 200. I know that studs and duds does make a lot of sense. Rick, do you have Mac or do you have Kelsey? Guys, you make it too easy for me. Who do you think I'm gonna take here? Put it in the comments. Yeah, got beefed already knows. There. Oh my gosh. Can this be a real league? Getting all the Michael McCorkle Jones stock you can. Dude, I am. I posted a video on YouTube. You're gonna see all my embarrassing subscriptions. I'm kidding, there aren't any. I posted a video the other day just talking about players that I think a year from today will be worth a lot more. And Mac Jones is obviously on it. I'm buying him, man. I'm buying, you know, send your backup Kenny Gainwell. Send your Kayshon Boutte. He's never going to do anything. So, man, a few dirt cheap guys in the middle. You can definitely have to pay for it. Yeah. I think, you know, there's different ways to do it. I'm going to try and get as much value as possible. I think that's the best way to do it. Not try and think about roster construction too much just because it's so fast. Got Beef is going to let me have him. He did get another very good value in Chase Brown, who I am higher on than consensus. And if Brian Thomas wasn't there, if you had taken BTJ, I probably would have taken Chase Brown, honestly. Rick, trust me, I learned that today. Tried to run an auction mock on land Discord, no interest. Dude, it's tough. It's tough. It's just harder to... It's easier to just get in a draft and just pick when it comes to you, you know? But to have to think about every single player, some people just don't want to do that. You have Mac. Don't send him for Travis Kelce. You're going to regret that. I promise you. A year from today, Travis Kelce will be worth nothing. He's not worth anything right now. Travis Kelce, there's a genuine chance you trade for Travis Kelce and there isn't a single week you want to start him. Buy freaking TJ Hawkinson or buy Mark Andrews or don't send Mac Jones. A year from now, Mac Jones will be like... Let's see where Sam Darnold goes, because that's how I'll feel about Mac Jones. I agree. Nice Chase Brown value. Rick, it's what I do, man. You know, you're always here. This is what I do. And what else do? I take Jameson Williams because I'm a god. This team is filthy, dude. This team is... Felt bad. You talking about public rankings and all. No, man. Hey. I'm not... Don't get me wrong. I am not complaining whatsoever. I am not complaining. This is an incredible privilege for me that, you know, with the Flock League and everything, I was put in a position where now I can try to grow this thing and you know, talk about fantasy football and work in fantasy football, right, with the Flock site. Dream come true for me, and I wouldn't... I can't even say it's a small price to pay. Like I'm happy that my rankings are public and people are able to see them and can try and, you know, get an edge on me in my leagues. I mean, clearly these guys have no clue what's going on. These guys don't even know who is Sammy Stacks. These guys don't know. He doesn't know. Kayshawn Boutte, Kenny Gainwell. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Jalen Waddle at the 606. I've bumped up Jalen Waddle a little bit. I think he's gonna have a huge year. Tyler Shuck at the 6'7". Rick couldn't sell Mac. Upside is too high. I don't even know the upside for his value. I completely agree. Because genuinely, like, this is the thing. I said this in the video. I don't guarantee many things, but I will guarantee this. There's not a world in my mind where he is not a starter in 2027. How he's not going to re-sign to be the Niners backup. Why would he do that? Teams need quarterbacks every single year. Malik Willis with Kurt Warner freaking charted it. 28 true dropbacks. 28 plays where he had to actually drop back and read the defense. 28 in Green Bay. And he gets $67 million. Dude, like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. The 106, a round and a half behind the 105. Got beef likes, dude, yeah, like, I mean, him 4 picks behind T. Higgins, not crazy. Not crazy. Broncos offense is gonna use him well. I think we discount how bad Tua is. Like, I don't think we give how bad Tua is enough credit. The dude is terrible. He's so awful. Oh. Clearly got beefed doesn't feel bad anymore. Taking Kyler Murray from me. Unbelievable, dude. What am I going to do here? I need the quarterback. I'm going to take CJ. You don't even need him. You already have Dart and Nix. I'll remember that. I'll remember. Rick gets, dude, if they don't take Jeremiah Love. Cam Scattaboo is the... You know what's hilarious about Cam Scattaboo is that he's not, like, he's being valued right in the middle right now. Not even in the middle. It's like his value will not be here in a month. It won't. It will not be in the 7th round. You could, like, book it. Niemi sniping my next pick already. Bashal Tootin, man. Another player to the moon. But Cam Scattaboo will not be a 7th round pick in a month. If it's Jeremiah Love, he's not in the top 12 rounds. If it's not Jeremiah Love, if Jeremiah Love's a Titan, I'm taking Scattaboo over Judkins, I think. Right? I don't know, man. All right, so I need an RB2. I do like this team, though. I think CJ Stroud is a good value at this point in time. I do. Okay, and here's what I want to know as we get through the last 5 rounds here. Are there 11 other people interested in doing an auction mock on Sleeper? How many people are watching? 34 I'm seeing. If 11 of you want to do an auction mock on Sleeper, help me practice. I'm going to take DJ Moore. Help me practice for Monday. I'm not even going to use my tool because it's, I don't even know what tab I would put it on. I need another monitor. It's okay, got beef. I forgive you. I forgive you. It's all right. Shuck, I do think Shuck is the guy. Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's more likely the guy than Jared Goff or Jordan Love. And he's not any younger, right? Like, he's only 3 years younger than Jared Goff, I think, right? Isn't that insane? 31 and a half, and Shuck is, what, he's 27? He's 26 and a half. Okay, so he's 5 years younger than Goff. But still. If Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, and Love were all in the same draft class, who is getting picked first? Wow. I think probably Bijan. It's hard, man. It also depends on the well, I guess it doesn't depend on the draft at all. Here's what I would say. I would say Bijan, Love, Genty, Gibbs. That's what I would say. Based on what I know about how all these guys were valued. How far would Love have to hypothetically fall for him to become the 102? Dude, for me, he'd have to be a second-round pick. He'd have to be a second-round pick. That's... I'd be shocked if he fell out of the top, like, 15, obviously. But I don't think it would... It's still a first-round running back. Like, Amarian Hampton, if he was in this class, he'd be the 101. If he, like, replaced Jeremiah Love, and Jeremiah Love wasn't in this class, and Hampton got picked in the 20s to the Chargers, he'd be the 101. First-round running back is, like, the best bet you could make. So I don't think that... I still need an RB2, and I don't know if I'm going to get one. Oh, my gosh, get beefed. You... Dude, Michael Wilson was the highest on my board by, like, 13 spots. And you just rip him from my grasp. That's brutal. Okay, I'll take DeAndre Swift. What a terrible consolation prize. Rick is the only one so far. See, this is what I'm saying, Rick. This is what I'm saying. There just isn't an appetite for it. There's an appetite for it in the Dynasty Land streams because, well, he's got like triple the viewers I do, and if not more than that, definitely a lot more than that. And there's people that are, you know, about to do an auction. Gibby says Bijan would go first. I don't care what you think because you stole Michael Wilson from me. So it'd be sad not to have you in the flock this year. We will all find out what happens when we all find out what happens. I would love to be back, obviously. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But yeah, you know, we'll see what happens when it happens. Rick is always ready. Yeah. Got beefed. You're out to get me, man. You're out to get me. All right. That's what I'm here for. This is the whole. We started a game in these drafts of you're trying to beat my team with my own rankings. That's the goal. It's gonna be tough here, man. With BTJ at the 508, JMO, Loveland, it's gonna be difficult. The key is you got to take players that I'm way higher than consensus on, like the BTJs and the JMOs. And oh, by the way, are you guys ready? Bang. Look at that. The lighting is kind of harsh, but look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Came in today. Nice dark gray color. New logo. You love to see it. You love to see it. How do you feel about Wandale in Tennessee? I don't know. I just don't know who the option would be because, like, I really don't think we're going wide receiver at 4. I just really don't. I'll go Ricky. I really don't think we're going wide receiver at 4 overall. So then at 35, what, like, if Boston falls there, that'd be fun. I would like that. But other than that, I'm not too excited about anybody at 35. For Wandale, I think his ceiling is what he did last year. This is the thing. Like, I don't think we should expect an improvement on 92 for 1,000. I also don't think he scores more touchdowns. So we're looking at ceiling 13.5 points per game. It's good. It's not difference making. The offense is probably worse, as much as I hate to say it. The offense just is probably much worse. So Titans should go Bane at 4. I'm on the love train, man. I just want an exciting player to watch. Like, I don't know anything, but I know that people say things about Bane and about Bailey about how they are deficient at their position, right? Whether like Bailey has no bend, or he's just speed, there's no power, or he's like a straight line guy. Bane, the short arms, you know, all this stuff, right? Bane can't finish, right? It's a lot of pressures and not a lot of sacks. Nobody ever critiques Jeremiah Love for anything else than he's a running back, right? And I think it'd be fun to continue. And look, I genuinely think that teams think about this, especially our owner, who she, makes some questionable decisions. But Chris Johnson, Derrick Henry, this franchise has a history of, the elite running back in the league. I don't think, the opportunity to continue that, I don't think that goes unquestioned. So I want Jeremiah Love. That's who I want at number 4 overall. Get the jersey. Be fun to root for him. He scores touchdowns better than any player in this draft. Right? There will not be another player besides quarterbacks, which if you want to count that, sure, it's lame, but you can count it. There's not another player in this draft that scores more touchdowns than Jeremiah Love. I think my chat thing isn't updating. Because I'm not getting... Nobody said anything about my hat. Guys, it's a cool hat. I didn't get one compliment. I'm kidding, by the way. But I was expecting something, like at least one nice hat or something, Okay, another player I talked about in the video the other day, Mason Taylor, who I think I'm miles higher than anybody else on the site. Let's see. Oh yeah, 118 for me. Next highest is 144. Zach is just playing a different game. It's a second round pick. He's 22 years old. They got no target competition. Bane reminds me a bit of Aaron Donald. That is lofty, T-Gotsy. See, yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that the arm length thing is the biggest deal in the world. I genuinely don't. And it's nothing against Bane. I just want the player who I think is more guaranteed. That's why I'd be okay with Sonny Styles too, because it's a similar thing on the defense. And, you can make the Fred Warner comparisons with Robert Saleh. Got beef. This, I cannot pretend like this does not go into my feelings about it. I cannot pretend that, because it absolutely does. I genuinely just want the Titans. I want the Titans to take Love because I want Love to be a Tennessee Titan as a fan, but also the relief I would feel because I love Cam Scadaboo is so much fun. He's so much fun. And I'm not overexposed like I was before. I was way overexposed before. I'm not like that anymore. I was able to move a few shares for decent prices, but I just want more fun players in the league. And Cam Scadaboo's awesome. Are you going to take that away from us? Not on my watch. So I'm going to have to figure out running back with this team. But I like it overall. I do like what I've been able to do here. And with my last pick, what am I going to do? Let's take a swing on Matthew Golden in the 12th round. Error-making pick. What's going on? What's going on? Whoa. No. It's not my rankings anymore. Hold on. He wasn't on the board. What just happened? Guys, Matthew Golden was in my list. I don't know what happened, but that was frightening. I went Brandon Ayuk. So that's also a swing. I should have taken Mac Jones for the memes. That's what I should have done. Oh, and now I'm blocking the bottom of the draft board with the freaking chat message. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Now I'm all over the place. Clear. Okay, it's cleared. Now you can see. Thank you, Rick. You know, better late than never. That's what they say. That's what they say. Jesse, there will be another draft. I am going to set it up right after this one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to set it up while this one finishes. We will go back to it, though. Private. We'll do 30 seconds again. Superflex rookie picks. Let's do 12 rounds. Let's throw a third round reversal on this one. Doesn't matter, Sam. 30 seconds. Yes. Let's do it. I'm not on the clock. What are you talking about? Tripping out. Where am I picking now? Third round reversal, so you want to be at the back. I was at the back last time. Let me go. I'll take the 105 in this one. I like being in the middle because I can talk more. Okay, that's about to finish. Rick needs the... Oh my gosh, I started the draft. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Abandoned. I am going to go over the other one before we... Third reversal on. Continue. I'm taking the 105 here. Jesse, I hope you do too. I'm going to paste it in the chat. Everybody's going to... It's an open playing field. Jesse, I doubt you're not going to get a spot because... we struggle to fill these things sometimes. But, you know, everybody's in here right now. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, bang. While that fills, we will look at a post-draft review. T. Gotzi wins the expert ranks with his team of Allen Mahomes. That helps. Bucky, Brees, Monungai. He gets Tedero McMillan, Michael Pittman, Romeo Doubs, Tucker Kraft. Josh Allen helps a lot there, being the #1 overall player. Also the 106 and the 112, so... interesting little balance here. Let's see. Did anybody beat me? Not even close. That's not... Barry got okay close. Burrow, Stroud, Walker, Swift, Puka, BTJ, JMO, DJ Moore, Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, Colson Loveland, and Mason Taylor. Barry was close. Jaden and Goff, Hampton, of course. Yeah, taking Garrett Wilson and Alec Pierce didn't help you. But... Javonte Williams, that helped for sure. And the 102 and the 105. You have a good team. I like this from Barry. I like this a lot. Rick. We must not get along, brother. It was probably the Roma Dunze pick. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Okay. So, oh, my favorite is back. We got to have some familiar faces in here, obviously. 3 more. 2 more. Mr. Ghost is here. 2 more, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more. Let's move this over here. Got Beef was not just playing for snipes. That is true. And I appreciate that about you. And now you're far away from me, so I don't have to worry about it. I just got to worry about Ass Man. Stacks rankings renewed, did they? All the flock hated my... Hey, Rick, you know, sometimes you need to just, you know, you need to forge your own path. You need to, you know, create your own lane. Don't go in somebody else's lane. I like that about you. So, Rick, who's the dream at 109? Is it Jaden Daniels? I want to know the dream scenario. Brizzleton said he joined, but he's playing Red Dead Redemption. I've never played Red Dead. I've never been the biggest video game guy besides like sports games. I played FIFA is definitely the biggest game like for my I'm a big soccer fan. I've fallen out of it a little bit over the past, 8 months or so because fantasy football just got crazy, right? With the Flock League and everything, and then now making my own content, I just fell out of it. But like, I played a lot of Fantasy Premier League as well. I was really into that. So yeah, FIFA was huge. I did play a bunch of Fortnite when it was popular. I am on the younger side. Like, I was in high school when Fortnite came out, so that it was very, very popular. Gabif, funnily enough, it's Arsenal, and we've been terrible. Well, we haven't been terrible. We've been very good and very close for so many years, and then this year I fall out of it, and we're gonna win the league. It's terrible. Like, I was like, watch every game, super fan basically, and then I spend so much time thinking about fantasy football because I love it so much. We need one more spot, guys, because I love it so much that I lost it. I fell out of paying attention and whatever. We got knocked out of the FA Cup today, though, which sucks. By the way, everybody, while you're here, like the stream. I haven't said that yet. I also can't see. I wish I could. Why can't I see? I definitely can see, and I'm just dumb, and I can't see. But yeah, like the stream. You know what? This is a really good point. This is a really, really good point. And Fire Noodle saves us. Let's do it. It's really, I can't watch a game again. They're going to win 3 titles in a row. That's funny. Yeah, I loved Mesut Ozil on FIFA, and I didn't have a team, and he was my favorite card that I had. That was probably, what, like 2013 maybe? No, it was after that. 15 or 16 maybe. Loved Mesut Ozil. And so that became my, Arsenal became my team from there. Let me make sure my rankings are... Leaky Leagues goes JSN at the 103. Let's see what Mr. Ghost does. Bijan. What should I do here? Oh, this is tough. I'll go JD. I'll go with my rankings. Golden years. Man, I played like religiously from like probably FIFA 16 or 17 through like 23 or 24. Like, I was grinding. Like, that was before I even got into fantasy football. Like, I've only been really playing fantasy football since 2020. So, yeah, I was big on FIFA. Played Fortnite. Everything else was sprinkled in, like the Call of Duty, whatever else. What else did I play? I never really played Madden. I liked the college football games, that at least the first one I really liked. Franchise mode. Yeah, I was never like a first-person shooter game guy. It's not that I didn't like them, I just sucked at them. I was so bad. I know my friends were like really good, and they would spend all their time playing like COD while I was playing FIFA. Just didn't I fell behind the curve, if you will. I'm just not built for that, life, I'm too nice of a guy. I don't want to be killing people in the video game. I don't know how monetization works. I'm just gonna play it safe, Don't risk anything for no reason. Rick was talking about his startup that I asked about. JD5 usually. Really? At the 109? Dude. I mean, you should be doing cartwheels if that's the case. Cartwheels, man. Like, that is nuts. Some mocks I get Gibbs falling. Yeah. See, I have a clear top 8, which was the top 8 in this draft. It's probably a clear top 7 now because Puka's scary, right? Jerry Bob, were you the one last week who at the end asked me if I was going to do another startup mock? And I said no, but I'll be here same time next week. And this is the second startup mock. Joe was very good value. See, this is what always happens. I almost took Jamar in the first round because I knew I was going to get a quarterback I like here. Yeah. Jerry Bob, that was you. I remembered you. But you didn't remember that I was going to be live at 8 o'clock. Or maybe you did and you just had other commitments, which is fine. But unfortunately, you're going to have to wait another week. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. Next week, you got to be here on time, Jerry. 8 o'clock. You know what? This is my first ever ad for this. Turn on notifications. Turn on notifications. And then you'll be notified when I go live. And then you will, without a doubt, get into the second draft, even if you're late for the first one. Rick, can you explain why you have Neighbors over Amon-Ra? Or rather, how big is the gap? I mean, what even do I... Isn't the gap like... I think the gap's one spot, is it not? We'll find out. It's literally one spot. So, in a startup, just give me the 4 years of youth. I'm not worried about the ACL tear long term. So, that's why I'm doing that. I mean, look, I don't even want to argue Neighbors over Amon-Ra because they're back to back. Like, I really don't care. I really don't care at all. Get beefed. If you started Neighbors, Jeremiah Love, a dart, that would have been nuts. Yeah, no, it's a fair question, Rick. I just mean, like, this kept on happening to me with Hampton and Genty. I have them, like, really close, but I prefer Hampton, and because it's the differing opinion, I always felt like I had to talk down on Genty, which I don't want to do because I like Genty, and I'm, like, at market on Genty. But because I'm, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to say that, you know, I like Neighbors more because he's, you know, Amon-Ra is blah, blah, blah. They're both great. Like, Amon-Ra is a top 12 startup pick for me, even at 26. Jerry, it's all right. It's all right, man. But hey, look, turn on notifications. Little bell button. You might be the first to ever do it for Sammy Stacks. I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably have another video coming out this week. I'm thinking maybe a rookie mock with like a nice, you know, maybe 5 or 6 round NFL mock draft. Just talk about some landing spots. Yeah, Rick, I agree. I think they're close to, if not all back to back to back. Okay, if Brasky pants, don't snipe me, Brasky. I got somebody I want here. Actually, no, it'd be fine if you did. There's a consolation prize that I'm okay with. Okay. I will be taking George Pickens here. Georgie. Garrett Wilson at the 307 is bold. He's an interesting one with Geno coming in, right? So Jerry, you're just really slacking, man. Maybe you weren't on your phone. It's fine. We don't need to, you know, we don't need to drag you through the mud here. You'll be on time next week. That's all that matters. Cool, man. I already have notifications on. Thank you, cool man. Using my full name too. You're really scolding me here. Yes. Yes, we're probably a half point is what we normally go with. Should do a draft sleepers vid. I could. I don't hate it. I just don't know, like, people want to hear that right now. Nobody cares about the draft. And then I'm going to start talking Oh yeah, sorry guys. Half point tight end premium for anybody asking in the chat. Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, people already don't care about this rookie class, and then you're going to talk about the guys in the 3rd and 4th round of it. Like, to me, and also, like, I could talk about a few guys, but also at the same time, if they, like, get drafted to terrible spots, it's not going to matter at all for me. And so I don't want to put something out there where, okay, guys, these guys could be good, but also, if this running back goes to gets drafted to freaking, I don't know, the Jets, like, he's not going to matter. Or if he gets drafted to the Browns, he's not going to matter, you know? It's like, that video has no, like, I feel like that video has no value after that. Could be, like, names to watch who I'm, like, excited about seeing where they land, but I don't know. Guys, okay, I'm going to take Rice, but can somebody draft Bo Nix, please? So he can stop falling? Like, he's been top of my board. Like, thank you, Brasky. Phenomenal value. 406 for Bo Nix. Is anything crazy here? Travion. That's pretty high for Travion. But I completely get still being in on him. McBride of the 301 was a decent consolation prize for Get Beefed. Okay, Beefed, I have a question. You're avoiding Jets when you can. That's always a good strategy. Why is it Got Beefed on YouTube and it's Get Beefed on the Flock site? Could you explain that to me? I'm curious. I'm very curious. By the way, guys, as we go through the rest of this draft and afterwards, we'll do this draft. I did 30-second timers instead of 60 because I felt like sometimes it dragged out a little bit. But if people have questions, any questions, if you have trade questions, whatever, if you have just macro dynasty questions, why do you have this player ranked over this player, whatever it is, ask away. I will stay on until every question is answered. In the chat, obviously. Grizzleton taking Bo right after Herbert. I have them in the same tier. Get Beefed was unavailable. Okay. So the YouTube account. Okay, so you're normally Get Beefed. And then now your YouTube account has to be past tense. T. Gotzi says Maurice Jones-Drew said Travion will be a future Hall of Famer on Steve Smith's show. This offseason? I mean, I don't not care what Maurice Jones-Drew says. I also don't super care what he says. Last action hero. If I'm a contender and I have the 103, someone offered me Rice for it. Except I think I have Rice over the 103. I have one spot ahead. So here's what I would do last action. This is what I would do. If that is the first offer he sent you, try and get a little bit more. Because I think consensus, even with the Rice news, I think consensus would still be 103 over Rice. So I'd try and get a little bit more. But if that's what the price is, I would take Rice for the 103. Especially as a contender. Mekhi Lemon and Carnell Tate are not going to score what Rice does in 2026. Cameron got BTJ at the 601 in his startup today. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. I love that. Jerry Bob, hey, I'm a man of the people. Uno, what's up? Good to see you. You don't really go by that name anywhere. It was my sleeper name and was an inside joke thing when I first joined my league with my friends. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's all of us, you know. Sammy Stacks was not something that I went by for a long time. I really like the 104 and 111 team build. Neither of those are my teams, so I'm offended. Mr. Ghost, Bijan, Bowers, Egbuka, Purdy. I do like that. And then Genty, Jefferson, Herbert, JT with the 105. It's not bad at all. I like getting my RB1 here, Kyron Williams at the 508. Since I started engaging with you in Zach streaming on a league and everything, it changed here, so you would know who I was. Oh, okay, I got you. You know what? That makes sense because sometimes people are in the chat and they're like, it's like some like random crazy name in the YouTube chat and they're like, I'm Brasky Pants, and it's like, okay. You know what, Got Beefed? I appreciate you, man. Oh. Jerry, who do I have Rice ranked next to? Here you go. I'll show you. So I have him in this tier here. I have him above Nico and Olave and Garrett Wilson. Just below T-Mac, Egbuka, Pickens. I'm holding now, I think. I'm higher than the expert consensus. I think largely I'm holding. Obviously, it depends on the offer, right? But you're getting a big year of production. I'm gonna have to really think about really process whether I think that there's a good chance they pay him, because I really just don't understand. Like, he's not gonna get I don't see him getting these like top 10 wide receiver money. I feel people are too down on Odunze and too high on Burden. I think it depends. You look at like Zach is very much like Zach is roam over Burden barely, but he's very much of the opinion that they both can be very good. I don't think you have to take a stance. I don't think you have to. I think a lot of people do feel that way. I don't feel that way. It's just one of those things. I prefer Burden. If you want to know why, let me take JMO super quick. If you want to know why, shameless plug. Burden is in this video. So, but yeah, I'm not that down on Odunze. I just think that Burden will be the wide receiver one. Interested to see Hurts go that high as opposed to waiting for a QB2 later, such as Dak or Purdy, where the point per game isn't much that lower. I just think it will be lower. I think the rushing upside for Hurts, you have that top 3 quarterback on a season ceiling. That I don't think that does exist for Dak. He would just have to throw like 45 touchdowns, and I don't think it exists for Purdy. Brasky Pants, old ESPN Huskers commercial, really? I mean, I would never have seen that. Of course. How to get away from Kramer's ass man? Yeah, is ass man in this one? He's not. Rick, okay, here we go. Trading away the 102 in a 10-team start 10 Superflex or 2QB PPR tight end premium. Would you rather get Egbuka and the 107 or Burden and Judkins? Trading away. Wait. Oh, okay. These are the 2 options of a package. Wow. That is tough. Here's what I want to do. I want to do a poll in the chat. So we got Egbuka plus the 107. Burden plus Judkins. Which package for the 102? Did I? No, I add. Oh, shoot. I don't want to add an option. No. No. Oh my gosh. What a nightmare. Okay, I'm making this poll. I don't care. I messed it up the first time. Which package for the 102? I'm going to get to every question because I'm here for it. Egbuka plus 107. Burden plus Judkins. Start poll. Hit the start poll button, Sam, you freaking melon. Okay. As for me, I have Egbuka over Burden, of course. And I have Judkins over the 107. So this could not be closer. And I would do the 102 for one of these packages, 100%. The poll seems very even right now. Very, very even. I might have to open my phone to get a better look at what the poll is actually saying. Error making draft pick. Something's going on here. Okay. Apparently all the best values are quarterbacks. Good thing I already have all of mine. I'll take the 108. I think this is so hard, dude. Genuinely, like, flip a coin. Egbuka and the 107 are Burden and Judkins. It's a half-point tight end premium, so you could get Sadiq there. Or it's like a Jadarian Price if he goes in the top 50 would be nice. I love Burden too, man. Okay, let me see if anybody else... Get Beef saying, in a close trade like that, I would generally prefer the side of the best single asset. Yeah, which in my opinion is Egbuka, but it is close between him and Burden. Rick, honestly, flip a coin, man. That's so close. I'd probably go Egbuka in the 107 for flexibility. Cameron, what's your opinion on Zay? I think that what he did in 2025 is probably his ceiling. And so... If you're getting a 14.3 point per game player at 25 and a half years old, he probably gets a contract extension after this season. He's on a good offense. He's not really going to score any touchdowns or many. I think it's fine. I think he's like a mid wide receiver 2 in Dynasty. Thoughts on Tootin, Josh? I hate to do this, and I will give you a little blurb on my thoughts on Tootin, but all of my thoughts on Tootin are in this video, which came out a day ago. So if you want to go watch that, you will get every single one of my thoughts. My large thoughts are that I don't really think Chris Rodriguez is a big factor. I'll take Michael Wilson here. I don't think Chris Rodriguez is a big factor at all. I think he's going to be a backup, and that's about it. And so I really like Tootin. I'm really high on him. I think... Where did he go in this draft? He went at the 5'11". Okay, I wouldn't take him at the 5'11", for the record. I'd take Javonte over him very easily. I'd also take... He's closest to Scadaba. But I am excited about Tootin. If you had both Burden and Dunze, who do you think has more trade value? I think Burden definitely has more trade value at this point. Overall, like a wide consensus, I think, probably. But it is close. People still really like a Dunze. Is this Go Big Red? Is this a Huskers thing? Uno saw the moon vid earlier. Really good. Thank you, Uno. I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that, man. Obsidiac, morning from across the pond. Which pond? I'm kidding. Definitely the Atlantic Ocean. So what time is it there? Isn't it like really early? How far across the pond are you? How far after the pond are you? Because that's wild. Cameron thought it was close. Watch the Chiefs draft a wide receiver at 9 so they don't have to pay Rice and help the free market. Even if they don't draft a wide receiver at 9, this could very easily happen. Right? Like, by no means do they need to pay this guy. They can very obviously let him go. How's that poll doing? I'm trying to look at the poll on my own freaking stream and I can't find it. I guess we'll never know. It seems like it's still running. I have no idea how to control this thing. That's fine. That poll's just going to sit there forever, I guess. Hunter over Flowers is crazy. I have to agree. You're just taking on so much risk with the 7th round pick there. He's going in the 9th in most places. Loveland or the 102 in a startup. But I got the startup at 601. I'm confused by the getting the startup at 601, but I am Loveland over the 102. But confirm what you mean by getting... You're at the 6... There's no way you're at the 601 picking Loveland or the 102. Unless it's like an 8-team league. I'm adding Love, so I lean towards Egbuka in the 107. It is better for flexibility, I think. Having the pick. Being able to move the pick. Judkins is kind of a hard asset to trade right now, given the injury. Zay fell hard. He did fall quite a bit in this draft, didn't he? Do you see Rice rising at all after news? I think he should. The fact that there's no chance he gets suspended in 2026, that should help his dynasty value a little bit, at least. I would trade the 112 for Tootin. I'd rather have Tootin. I think I have Tootin between the 109 and the 110. The Big Pond, yes. 2 a.m. UK time. So is it good morning or have you not gotten to sleep yet? Jerry, this is why I love you, man. Thank you. Because I can't even see the answers to my own poll because of the way I have this set up. Oh, I just did it. I found them. Right now it's 58% Burden Judkins. I'll end it there. People are excited about Burden, man. I figured it out, so look at me go. For my dinos, I need Love to Tennessee, Tate to Washington. I would love that as well. Lemon or Tate to Kansas City, Mendoza to the Raiders. Yeah, those are best case scenarios. Last action, I am more than happy to shoot the shit, chat it out with you guys. Lemon Tyson to KC. Yeah, Tyson to KC would be very interesting. If they go there at... oh my gosh, Mr. Ghost. Is this an auto draft by now, Mr. Ghost? There's no way you're taking 5. Yeah, he's auto. He's on auto. But he's not a bot, so it's letting him do that. I don't have a second running back, and there's none on the board. The running backs have flown off the board. I'll just take another rookie pick here. Maybe this is like Jonah Coleman. Mr. Coleman went way too many quarterbacks. Mr. Coleman, Mr. Ghost. It was a 12-team. Nobody took picks, and I told him how important the picks were. I ended up with 8 out of the first 12. I traded the 102 for Loveland. Holy... Wow. The 601. That's wild. Technically, I was about to sleep and saw the stream, so snoozing. Hey, man. That's love. That's love. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. I have the 102 and 104 in a league. Should I trade something away to offload risk? Or should I just pick? The 102 is pretty undervalued in my league. I'd pick, cool man. If your team isn't like, you know... If you think that trading like the 104 for a contending asset, getting good value, of course. But you're getting 2 of Tate, Lemon, Mendoza. Right? So... Those are all very good, like very good picks. I'd say I wouldn't mind if your quarterback room is set. I wouldn't mind trading away the 104, taking your favorite wide receiver at 102 between Lemon and Tate, and then going from there. But if people aren't valuing the picks the way that they should be valuing them, then you take the value and keep the picks. Everything needs context, right? So while in a vacuum, if I would say, if you like your quarterback room and you have the 104 and you don't know if it could be Mendoza, it could be Tate, but you want to trade that pick and get a wide receiver, get a running back, then I'm absolutely fine with that. But if your league is valuing the 104 like, you know, we are valuing the 107, then don't do it. All right. Mac Jones. See, I wouldn't even do this, but this is a hell of a lot higher than he's going anywhere. This is what you love to see. Sometimes some people got to be ahead of the curve, man. I'll admit it. Some people got to be ahead of the curve. Buy low. Buy from freaking Zach Savage low. Buy from Danny Ladd low. It's too easy. Guys, sometimes this game is just, sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes it's just buying Mac Jones for Kenny Gainwell, for crying out loud. For Kayshon Boutte, for crying out loud. You can just do this stuff. I don't know. Some people call me crazy. Assuming it's super flex, I would trade the 102 and then pick Mendoza, Tate, Lemon at the 102. Yeah, sure, but that's all well and good. But then what if Tate goes to Washington and Lemon goes to the Jets? All of a sudden you're like, damn, I wish I had the 102. It's like, I'm all for trading down. I don't have a tight end on this team. Give me Isaiah Likely. Are you moving off Bucky or Brees on a contending team half PPR? You know what's funny? Maybe I gotta update my Brees ranking because I feel better about him now that Geno's there. Not like super better, but like a little bit better. I'm not moving off Bucky. His value's way lower than it should be. But no, Jerry, I think moving Bryce, like if you can do like a move I would like to do is like Brees for like Javonte with a big plus. That's the kind of move I'd be looking for, if that's possible. If the Chiefs draft a wide receiver at 9, would you instantly move them above Rice? No. No, I don't think so. Not instantly. If they take Tate or Lemon or like whatever at 9, I would still have Rice ahead in Dynasty, I think. Oh, but that's close. What does that say? Like, does that say more about Xavier Worthy? Honestly, I think it depends on who it is. Like Tate, I wouldn't be that worried about Rice because they wouldn't do anywhere close to the same thing. Lemon, though, taking a guy who profiles to be more slot. I'll just pile the rookie picks. A guy who profiles to be more slot, which is kind of where Rice operates. Yeah, that would be a little more scary. You know, Gut Beef, I hate to say it, I'm not a basketball guy at all. But congrats to the Pistons. Cade Cunningham, he's pretty cool, right? Obsidiac, before he goes to bed, is there a pick or team situation landing spot where you'd consider Ty Simpson at the 106? At the 106? I like the this is good. This is good. If you're in Dan Orlovsky's league. Yeah, that's funny. I like the principle of your question because that is very interesting. The idea that in this class, let me just think this through. Okay, Tankathon pulled up. If the Raiders take him at 1, if the Raiders take him at 1, I might consider it. Jets, no. The Jets at 2, you kind of have to think about it. Okay, we have to stay in the realm of possibilities. There's no smoke that he's going this high. That's not happening. I'd say I don't even think Cleveland at 6 is a possibility, and even then I would not like that. But I made my last pick here. Obviously not any of these. Miami's not doing that. This is where you have to think about it, right? Because heavy draft capital, right? The 13th overall pick is no joke of a pick. to an incredible situation where he gets to sit a year behind Matthew Stafford. Oh, no, this isn't doing it again, is it? God, it's Tankathon. Leave me alone, man. Am I actually bugging? Am I actually bugging? Okay, I'm closing this, and I'm just freaking... We're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. I'll talk about it. I'm not dealing with the stupid ads. The Rams at 13 was where I would think about it. It depends on where everything else goes. Is there a world where I take him over Kenyon Sadiq? Maybe. Because even if you got to wait a year, you know that stock is skyrocketing, right? As soon as Stafford retires, you're with Sean McVay. Incredible supporting cast. I think you think about it. One more before I look at the results of the draft. If my only good assets are the 102 Hampton BTJ, phenomenal assets, by the way, and 227 firsts, how would you build out? Okay, I would sell anything. Well, at the 102, I'm probably taking, you take best of Mendoza, Tate, and Lemon. I lean the wide receivers, unless the landing spots are terrible. And I'm trading everything else for market value that is like scoring points in 2026. You just get rid of all production. You try and make one of those 27 firsts the 101. You try and get Jeremiah Smith next year. But yeah, I'm not moving Hampton or BTJ on that team. Struggling to move Chase. Jamar? Is London T. Higgins in a 27 first a smash? Yes. Yeah, that's a smash. 100%. Thoughts on Harvey and Dobbins going 2 to 3 rounds apart? It's not crazy. I mean, this is like the get production range. And Harvey's got a lot of question marks. So T. Gotsey wins the draft for the expert average. Let's see if anybody beats Sammy. Not tonight, guys. Not tonight. It's okay. It happens. It happens. I don't even have a... Who needs RB2? Not me. Not me. I've got freaking 100 yards rushing a game with these two guys. That's my RB2 right there. I don't even know what this is referencing, Jerry, but good, probably. Good point. Thank you. I make a lot of those, I think. It's early for Ty, but I don't think he remains on the board at my 202 pick. In an 8-man. In an 8-man? So the 202 is the 110? He could definitely make it there, dude. If it's a super flex, even if it's a super flex league. If he's a second round pick, like I don't even know if I want to touch him at the 202 if he's a second round pick. Jets at 16. This is the thing. This is the thing with the Jets at 16. Okay, so I imagine I'm back now, right? Because I'm seeing the comments. I imagine I'm back now. I can't say for sure, of course. Jets at 16 is just gross. I just don't want to be... I don't want him to be a Jet. I don't want him to be a Jet. My computer does hate ads. Yeah. Lagging again. Not horrible like last time, but yes, it's Skippy. You know what? Since we don't have questions, I'll do another mock, but it's going to be 10 rounds. It's going to be 10 rounds. Not 10 rounds this time. Rookie picks, 30-second clock. We will go... Let's go no third round reversal again. Just to piss Rick off. See, this is ridiculous. I got to figure this out. You know, do other people... I'm not going to call myself a streamer. I was going to say do other streamers. I'm not a streamer. It's ridiculous. How dare I be so arrogant? I am going to be dropping the link here, Lou. Here we go. Bob, Jerry Bob, this is for you, man. The 30-second clock means we can do 3. The third one's going to be a little shorter. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Get in here. Get in here. Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Do other people, like, does everybody just have, like, a PC? because I'm just running off my Mac. Like I don't have any of this crazy stuff. My Mac clearly, for streaming purposes, cannot handle anything in terms of ads on the screen. Rappaport reported that Lemon did a top 30 visit with KC, also visited Miami, the Giants, Jets, and Commanders. Giants is interesting because they only have the 5th overall pick. Miami makes sense. KC, they also have the late first. They could try and trading up and stuff, or, you know, they could consider it at 9. Jets for sure. Commanders, yeah. Sorry, Rick. You know, I just, you know, I like to have fun. You know, we're razzing each other. That's all. My CPU usage, let me see. It's my OBS that's taking up so much. And I guess when the OBS can't handle the ads, probably, I would imagine, is the problem. But obviously the Google Chrome takes more CPU when the ads are on the screen. Please no Giants. Giants at 5 though, like that draft capital is massive. That would just be weird. That would just be strange, in my opinion, for them to go like get. Like I feel like Tate makes so much more sense as a compliment to Neighbors than. Okay, where is Jerry, are you Jerry 1 times 2? I just want to make sure you got in here. Lou got in this one. It's the usual suspects outside of that. Guys, there's no 3rd round reversal. So, like, this is the 3 spot is where you want to be, man. One more. Last action. I want to give you thoughts because I want to talk as long as possible. Here we go. Rick on the clock. Traded Zach Charbonnet for Isaiah Likely and a half-point premium. I like that. I'm worried about Zach Charbonnet, man. Coming off an ACL tear, and everybody's just assuming he's going to be like the guy in Seattle if they don't draft somebody. But when is he going to be ready? Thanksgiving? And he's coming off an ACL tear, and he's in a contract year. So, I don't know. It's a strange one. This I agree. Like, if they didn't have Scadaboo, obviously Love going there would be awesome. But it just ruins Scadaboo. I like a wide receiver 2 in, like, the 2nd round for the Giants. That's fun. Jerry Bob getting in. Let's go, dude. Let's freaking go. Yeah, like, I don't think... And I also don't think you're missing out on anything. Like, Charbonnet, I think he's proven, even in the split with Kenneth Walker, that he's not some, like, crazy talent. Like, I don't think you're going to be sad that you traded Charbonnet away unless, like, Likely falls on his face. Which could happen. But I like that move. Okay, our last draft of the day. Let's make it a good one. I want somebody to beat me. Come on. This is, guys, it's no fun to just win all the time. It's no fun. Barry is the front runner right now because that is that's an insane value. I'm gonna go Caleb here. Maybe that wasn't smart actually because I got 3 quarterbacks I like. That might not have been smart. Lose goes Neighbors. Yeah, I mean, I'm like nailed to QB out the gate here, aren't I? Or maybe I go crazy. Maybe I go a little nuts. Try something different. Genty there. Yeah, God. What do I want to do here? There's no 3rd round reversal. I'm gonna give you guys a shot. Let me take my boy, Marion Hampton at the 202. QB is so boring. See, this is the confidence we need in the stream. See, you backed off then. You had it, and then the beef rankings. I hear a lot about the beef rankings. They're people covet those. People pay a lot of money for beef rankings. Horned beef, ground beef, minced beef. It's good options. For sure. For sure. You absolutely bounce. You trade back. I'm always trading back, dude. I did a startup a few weeks ago. Trade back as much as possible. Collect value. There's big tiers, you know? Like, there's big tiers. Love running back 5 is rare these days. It is rare. Brasky got a... Hampton should be this high. Frito. My guy. Look, I gotta rep my boy. I'm huge on Hampton. You'll see all the way through redraft season 2. I'm gonna be pulling for Hampton. Absolutely. There's so much value at quarterback rounds of 5 through 7 anyways. We'll see what happens here. I think, yeah, Barry getting Daniels Lamar. Barry is, look, I'm behind the 8 ball here. I think Jaden is my 3rd ranked player and Lamar's my 10th ranked player. And Barry got both. So that's going to be tough to beat. We'll see if I can do it though. Barry's a valid competitor. I play in a league with Barry, and he knows what he's doing. So I respect my opponent is what I'm trying to get at. The 102 at the 207. I don't know if I've seen it go that high. Before some big names. This is good. You know what? It's not even that. I was high on Hampton before the McDaniel hire. But you know what? You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That is very funny. It's poetic, honestly. Thank God that this McDaniel running back isn't playing with Tua. That's all I'll say about that. Get beefed getting made dart. That is so much fun, dude. That's like, and you have the 302, like in a non-third round reversal. That's a really fun. Allen Hurts. Rick and get beefed at the front of the draft here. I mean, playing all the hits. Now you're just trying to beat me. No, this is, okay. No, it's fine. This is the game. This is the game. Game's the game. I respect it. Honestly, Allen Hurts might be better than Daniels Lamar. Genuinely. Because Allen Hurts, I think, is 101, 112, and then Daniels Lamar is 103, 110. So, yeah. Rick and Achan. Maybe you should have taken... Do I have Achan over Loveland? I probably do. George Pickens, Justin Herbert. Jerry doesn't like quarterbacks. Beat Sammy Stacks. Fun game. We like to have a little fun in these mock drafts. We like to have a good... I'm Rod and I like to party. We like to have a good time. We like to have a good time. Just don't beat... Nobody drafting... If is anybody in the chat in the Atlas League on Monday? I'm curious. Because I don't want any of them to beat me. I'm curious what Barry does here, going QB. Goes like Buka at the 308. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what Leaky and Brasky do, because my decision to punt quarterback may have paid off very nicely, and I think it did. I think it did. Got beef? No way. Are you really? I haven't even looked at the members. No way. Let's go, dude. Heck yeah, that'll be a blast. That's gonna be so much fun. Okay, does lose? What do we think? Is lose taking 2 quarterbacks? Doesn't matter. Give me Bosif next. Jerry, I like the strat. I'm curious to see how it pans out for you. I like the start though. Auction's gonna be uncharted territory for me though, so I'm less confident. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's so like I don't look. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine for everybody. Obviously, it's gonna be so fast. Like you're gonna. Here's what I would say. Beefed. That's what I'm gonna call you. Here's what I would say. Have something prepared where like you have some range of what you're gonna pay for players, or at least like have like a list of, you know, whether it's the top 100 or whatever. Put it in like a Google sheet or some sort of spreadsheet and fill in, like have them tiered out and fill in the prices as they happen, or try to, so you can at least see like, okay, this guy, this wide receiver went for this much, so I'm not gonna pay $5 more for a guy who I believe is in the same tier. Just try and go Rice again. Try and going in completely like naked in terms of resources is going to be tough in an auction draft that fast, but it should be a good time. Rick said he'll be watching Atlas. Didn't pay to get in. Yeah, that was interesting. Zach told me right after the stream that like a bunch of people signed up immediately to get into that one. Today has been my study day before Easter obligations. Yeah, that was pretty much my plan, to tier everything out. Yeah, I think that, you know, you don't have to go crazy like me and get Claude AI to build you a tool, but do you trust the sleeper projected cost for auction? Is it fairly accurate, like ADP, I'm assuming? I mean, as a baseline, sure. But like some of the sleeper ADP is like off of what like our community on the Flock site thinks about stuff. No fancy AI tool, notebook paper. Yeah, see, that's fine too. Honestly, that might be good because you can just sort of watch it happen and then just be writing down. It's easy to write, like, you know, 2 or 3 numbers. Right? So I don't mind that. Just finding the player might take a while. It's the 10-second timer that's like, it's just so quick. People say the price is really heavily based. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, if your room is, you know, devaluing quarterbacks, it's not the same as a draft, because like you could have everybody in the auction. You could have one auction where prices are 10% higher for like the top 24 than everybody else, and then everything else gets cheaper, right? Whereas in a draft, the 101 is the 101, the 110 is the 110, the 205 is the 205. Yeah, I don't think the auction projections are they could be a baseline for what you think somebody might go for. I would say definitely don't look at them as this is what I think I should pay. I definitely wouldn't do that. I did a few mocks testing out my tool, Rick. With the $500 budget, it's useless. It's useless to do a mock. I was doing $500 budget. I think Josh Allen went for 118 or 120. And then Bijan went for 165. And I'm like, okay, more than like almost a third of your budget on Bijan. Like, it's just Jerry getting sniped. Brutal. You got Goff though. I like Goff there. Jesse, how does joining the league work on Flock Fantasy? There are multiple available spots. Are you talking, Jesse, are you talking about the mock that I'm doing right now? Or are you talking about an actual real league? Let me know, because the answer is different, obviously. Try to call mocks and the bots always let the first play off the board go dirty. Yeah, no, I saw the same thing. Josh Allen went for like 115, and then like Bijan was 165, and JSN was like 158, and it was like, what is going on here? Yeah, this too. Yeah, it's really not, unfortunately, and there's nothing you can really do about that. Real League. So Jesse, if you want to get into like if you want to get into just random leagues with the community, if you have any subscription to the site, I am gonna take T. Higgins and J. Mark close. I'm gonna go T. Higgins. If you are a member on the site of any sort, in your account page, there's a link Discord button. In the Discord, there will be channels in like every creator channel will have something that says like join a league, and then people in the community are posting their leagues. If you want to get into one of the leagues that is like live streamed, for Domain, I don't know how it works. For Zach, at least, there's a draw every Thursday. You got to enter the draw on like Monday. There's a draw every Thursday if you're an annual mother flocker with the code LAND. And he streams the drafts. I'm in those streams as well on Monday nights. And I get JMO anyways. This is fun. But Jesse, if you just want like a place to find leagues, like that's how I started. It was the Fantasy Footballers Discord. That's how I got in my first Dynasty leagues. The Fantasy Footballers Discord. I found a few leagues there. So that's probably the best. There's orphans as well. If you don't want to draft a team, if you want to take over an orphan. But that would all be in the Discord. And then if you want to actually join a league that's like streamed with like only land community members or only domain community members, that's a little different. But all that information is also in the Discord, I think. Okay, I'd love to see the Cam Ward love. He was also, as I plugged my video for the 8th time, Cam Ward on the thumbnail. He was, I talked about him in here as well. I just think he's really good, and that's kind of all that matters, you know? So. You are very welcome, Jesse. You're very welcome. I hope you find a wonderful league. Would you trade the 104 and the 112 for the 103 to guarantee Tatum limit? Is this a super flex? If this is a super flex, no. No, I wouldn't. Like that's the exact pick. Like that's exactly what I'd be trying to do with the 103. You know? And cool, man, if it's a super flex and like you need, and you have 2 good quarterbacks or 3 good quarterbacks and you're a contender, like I'd rather trade the 104 for, I don't know, like Chris Olave. Like it went right next to in this draft. Like I'd rather do that than either draft Mendoza or try and get the 103. Beef wanted Scattaboo. Problem is, he's probably top of my rankings. Rick is crushing me. Okay, but Barry, no. Barry knows what he's doing. I am so confident that Barry is going to win this because I am higher than market on Ken Walker, or at least than this. I'm higher than this on Kyron. I'm higher than this on Fannin. Egbuka was my best player available when he drafted here. So Barry has the strat for sure. Ooh. Sorry, everybody. It's almost my bedtime. Big Easter dinner tomorrow. Gotta get lots of sleep so I can, you know, stuff my face with ham. What is the ham? I feel like ham is the I feel like ham is the main Easter dish, right? I'm a big turkey guy too, though, but a good ham is really good. But I like turkey as well. Yeah, I got the 104 at the 506. It's phenomenal value. My start, they all had picks this year. 11 went in the third. Okay. So in that case, I'm just taking Mendoza if that's who's there. Like, Jerry wanted Flowers, but he got Devonta Smith. You know, Devonta Smith is an interesting one because if he leaves, if AJ Brown leaves, sorry, and they don't draft anybody like high up, these are elite elite sides. I don't think it gets much better. Deviled eggs and scalloped potatoes, dude, forget about it. Scalloped potatoes, something else. Rick, the camera is actually in your fridge. I like to keep an eye on what you're snacking on. Okay. Yeah, this is this really where I have him ranked? Wow. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't need to take him here though. I will go. Damn, I only have one running back too. Give me the 109 here. Got beef. We always do prime rib. See? I would have thought something beef. That is beef. But my fam does prime rib for everything except Thanksgiving. Yeah. Ham doesn't hold a candle. I mean, if you can do it right, prime rib is probably better for sure. But, you know, I don't know if you can tell by my appearance. My family is not exactly, you know, seasoning and my relatives do not exactly go together very well. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Ham kind of does the work by itself. Same with turkey. You just throw a bunch of gravy on it and it fixes everything. Whatever, I'll take Travis Hunter. I don't care. I like to party. But this, Jesse Win, comment of the stream right here. Scalloped potatoes, deviled eggs. What else is really good? I like a good macaroni salad. Is that crazy? I'm a sucker for carbs. The scalloped potatoes, like macaroni salad, maybe some cucumbers, you know, a little like mayo dressing. Fire. Fire. I also like green beans. I do like green. I like broccoli too. Broccoli salad is good. My grandma makes a good broccoli salad. Buffalo chicken on Easter? It's not a Super Bowl party. You're crazy. I'm a little better with the sun. I'm not as fair skinned as I could be. Which I could have been. My brother's very fair skinned. But I don't, I was down south about a month ago. And, I did get a little burn, but I was being not smart. But it was just a little burn. I was fine. Rick. Apricot glaze, dude. That's fire. Can I come to your Easter? How far are you? I'll drive. You said you would trade Bucky for Javonte and a pretty... I meant Brees. I would rather trade Brees. I'd rather hold Javonte, trade Brees for Javonte and a plus. But Brees is falling in these drafts. A round ahead of Javonte. I guess he wouldn't get that much, but I'd rather have Javonte straight up. Apricot glaze. That's fire. That is fire. All are welcome. Thanks, man. I don't know how my family would feel about that though. Like, yeah, you guys can't cook. I'm going to Rick's house. Rick's got an you guys would never make an apricot glaze for me. So the guy with Javonte has nothing on his team. Okay. What about Jacobs or Etienne? I think Jacobs and Etienne would also be good targets if you're trying to contend to move Brees for him and a plus. Except, like, what does your starting lineup look like? Like, do you need depth? If you don't need depth, they can come too. Rick, how big is this ham? I don't get good depth perception in the fridge with the fridge camera, so I'm not too sure on how big it is. Is the ham big enough for me to bring like 15 people? Because if it is, I mean, I'll rent a party bus. Drive down to wherever you are. You look like you got snow in your profile picture, so it might not be that far. Might have to leave tonight. Peppered maple bacon. See, this is better than suggesting... What did you suggest? You suggested buffalo chicken dip at Easter? Crazy. Start 11 league. Okay, so depth is important. You're a contender. Yeah, so like Brees for ETN plus. Brees for Jacobs plus. I like both of those options. Party at Rick's place. So you tricked me with the snow in your picture. Brother, it would take me 3 days to get to California. In a car, at least. 2 hams and 2 fridges. Ah, see, I didn't know about the 2 fridges. My worst flex is... Okay, so that's pretty brutal. Yeah, so yeah, I would try and go Brees down. If the ETN guy can give you a plus, or the Jacobs guy, I like that. Rick, I'll send you a trade if I lose, if I can come over for Easter. It's a good point. It's a good deal. You say collusion, I say all in good fun. DeAndre Swift is my RB2 again. Used to live in a court called Party Place. That's awesome. Party Place. What? That's crazy. Where is this? Should I dock Rick's? Rick, let me find out where Party Place is. I won't do it on the stream, don't worry. But I will search it up in my Apple Maps. Party Place. Oh. So you moved quite a ways to California. I would argue it couldn't be much further. Lake Party? Dude. I mean, the college kids must go nuts at Lake Party. Give me Rick. Give me Rick here. Lake Party. Is this Lake Party? That's not Lake Party. Am I looking at the right place? Oh, this is the wrong Party Place. Party Place. Oh, there's so many. Okay, but they're all in the same part of the country. You can dogs. Party City. No, you know, this is a store, actually. All of the parties are in the Northeast. And you now live in California. Party Lake. Okay. No, that's Party Street. I said Party Lake. There's a Party Lake where I live? Oh, it's far. But there's one in Ontario. I might have to go check it out. Parties, anniversaries, funerals, holidays, and christenings. Buffalo chicken is universal and brings us closer together as a species. Here's what I would say. Buffalo chicken dip is good. It is good. But there is a level of occasion where I think that it depends on what kind of food you do. But are you going to have buffalo chicken dip right next to your turkey and your corn and your gravy? Surely not. Surely not. The ETN guy has Travis Hunter, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore. Dude, if you could get ETN and DJ Moore, I'm really happy with that. In the start 11. Quickly, before we look at the post-draft review, I am going to open our beautiful trade calculator. You said, Jerry, this is a start 11. So let me just go custom mode. Dynasty, Superflex, start 11. Okay. We are obviously sending away Brees Hall. Let me make sure we use my rankings. We are sending, we are sending away Brees Hall. We are receiving Travis Etienne and DJ Moore. So yeah, I really like that. I'm low on Brees. I probably need to bump him up, but I still like this. This is a win. This is a win. Okay. Let's see. I'm positive Barry crushed me. Oh, I got killed in the expert rankings. Why did I get killed in the expert rankings? This is humiliating. Everybody hates Hampton. They hate Hampton. They hate Rice, and they hate JMO. And yeah, okay, that's fair. Let's see. Third. Rick got it with Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I mean, I said that was an insane combo. Bucky, Scat, BTJ, Michael Wilson, Jalen Waddle. It doesn't get better than that. Barry had a very good effort, though. Fannin, Walker, Kyron, Jaden, Lamar. 2 wide receivers is tough. That's where, yeah. But I like this is spread out. This is nice. Best draft ever. Sammy ranks are goated. They are. Also make a mean chili. See, chili's a good appetizer, I think. Chili is a good appetizer. It's 11, yeah, but it's a 1 plus tight end premium 2, but he has nothing at tight end. So it's a big tight end premium. I mean, yeah, I like this move, Jerry. Since you're trying to compete, I wouldn't really do it for Hunter. If you need somebody that's going to start for you. I also think I need more on Devontae Adams. Obsidiac, let's diagnose it. Are you last in my rankings? Well, look, here's what I'll say first off. Look at the difference between you and 6th or you and 7th. It's like nothing. The gap here is very low. The reason you're last in my rankings, I think I'm below market on Tyler Shuck and Daniel Jones. Where are you in expert? You beat me in the expert average. So you went Puka. You took the 102 very early. You took the 102 very, very early. You took it in the middle of the 2nd round, right? And it's ranked at 25. So you went Puka 102, Loveland. I think it's mainly the one. I think you lost out on a lot of value at the 102 because guys like these guys are valued higher consensusly than the 102 largely. But I don't hate anything else. I think it's earlier than consensus for Shuck. 607 would be like what, in the 50s, and we're all lower than that. Mostly his average is 83. So you were early on Shuck. Everything else is pretty fine though. It's mainly Shuck in the 102. Do I think that Moore's value can go up? I don't think so, honestly. But I don't think you're making the trade because of that. You're trying to score points, right? DJ Moore's 28. So I don't think his value, unless he has an insane season. Was thinking Mendoza plus 1 of Taylor. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I just think this is too high for those players in the 2nd round. When you got these established guys on the board, like I'm taking London over either of them, and I'm taking Dart over Mendoza. You're good, JMO. You're good, my man. Your team didn't do anything crazy, so that's fine. Yeah. All right. We've gone 5 minutes over the 2 hours. I don't have like a hard limit or anything, but that's just what I've been planning to. That's what I've been planning to have it be, for the most part. A few things before I get out of here. Let me go back to this actually. Hit subscribe, obviously. Like the stream as well. This video put out. Go check it out. I think there's some valuable stuff in there. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on those notifications so you know when I'm going live, even though I tell you it's 8 o'clock every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. it's good to put the notifications on anyways, so you know when a video comes out. Who knows when I may drop a video? I'm very inconsistent. Well, I'm not inconsistent. I just don't have a specific day that I'm doing it. But other than that, I will be on the Dynasty Land channel on Monday night. It's going to be an absolute blast doing a live auction draft, a real startup. You're going to see me in action. Bring your popcorn like Rick. Yeah. Bring the freaking popcorn, man. It's going to be an absolute blast. Thank you all. Yeah. Hey, I'm a man of the people. I'm happy to, hang out, just shoot the shit, talk some ball. This is a blast. This is as much fun for me as it is for you guys. So I really appreciate all the support. Thank you all for hanging out. Check me out on Monday on the Dynasty Land channel. I look forward to seeing all of you there. Peace out. All love.